Dubai's healthcare landscape is changing rapidly, and digital marketing is playing a more important role than ever for patient acquisition. But here's the thing, not all marketing channels are created equal. Some are going to be better than others for the medical industry, and some might not be worth it after all. Hi, I'm Lawrence, one of the co-owners of Oxygen, an award-winning HubSpot and medical marketing agency based in the UAE, Hong Kong, and China. Today, we're going to be looking at what is really important going into 2025 and what will really generate ROI for your business. So, the days of referrals are largely behind us. That's not to say they're not still important, but it is important to consider that most patients will be searching for your business online, looking up their symptoms, or using the internet before they contact you. This is something that I think most medical practices aren't recognizing and haven't reflected in terms of their marketing and the content that they create. Let's start with organic traffic. Organic traffic is probably the most important source of traffic for your website. If you're not doing well organically, then you're likely not to be doing very well at all. Yes, you can use Google Ads. Yes, you can drive traffic to your website through social media and other avenues. But if you do well in organic, you almost don't need those channels. And those who are at the top of search will find that they passively generate lots of new business without having to spend on advertising. In the long term, investing in organic content and ranking higher on Google organically is going to be a significantly higher return on investment than investing in advertising. There are so many things to consider when it comes to SEO. One of the main issues I see when speaking to businesses in this industry is that they haven't considered website speed. Website speed does really impact where you rank on Google. If you have a slow website, it doesn't really matter how good your content is, how nice your website looks, how well you've stuffed the pages with keywords, you're not going to rank very well, especially when it comes to mobile traffic. Another important thing to consider is the keywords that you use and what people are actually searching for. A lot of hospitals and medical practices and businesses in general will say, oh, we want to use this specific keyword. This is how we phrase our services. But let's be honest, if people are looking for body check and you are trying to use, body health packages or some other keyword in the header of your page, it's not going to work very well. The same is with languages is if you cannot rank well in English and maybe you're a smaller business or starting new or have a low domain rated website, you might consider doing things in another language. So if we look at the example here, we can see that Botox in English, yes, lots of search volume, but incredibly difficult to rank for organically. However, if we look at the same search results in Arabic, we can see zero keyword difficulty, very easy to rank for. So a good strategy here might be to start ranking for content in one language and then eventually start building that content out in another language like English. Next up, Google Ads. So specifically, Google search can be very effective for the medical industry. I think you need to have a very good understanding of what your cost per lead is, what your margins are on the services you're selling, and track your ROI end to end to be able to completely understand, is this campaign profitable or not? On average, for the medical industry, we're looking at about 3 to 5% conversion rate on advertising. So that's important to keep in mind, and you need to keep benchmarking your campaigns to assure that you're above industry averages and that you're generating a positive ROI on those campaigns. Now, for social media. Social media is huge in Dubai, and most marketing agencies will recommend a social first campaign. Personally, I don't see a lot of value in that, especially for non-aesthetic medical practices or medical services in general. It's much harder to convert patients via social media, and they're not really at the point where they're ready to make that decision if they're not sick or they don't need your services. So I do believe social media has its place, but I think for most medical practices, it should be something that's done on the side and we should prioritize organic and other channels first. The other thing to remember with social media is that you don't really own your followers. Sure, you could invest a lot of money and build up your follower count on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever platform you can think of. But at the end of the day, if those businesses decide to change their algorithm and make you pay to play for views, your audience is essentially worthless. And the last topic, ChatGPT and AI search. This is a big one. More and more people are turning to AI models to discuss healthcare issues. This is going to increase in the coming years, and we're going to see more and more referrals coming from AI and AI search engines like ChatGPT. So the question becomes, how well does your business or your hospital or your practice rank? What does AI know about your hospital and your services? What does it think about, the reviews and everything that have been given for your practice? So all of these things should be considered and audited when you're considering your next marketing and PR campaign because it will be increasingly important in 2025 and onwards. If you'd like to know more about optimizing your marketing or website efforts, give us a follow or contact us to find out more about our services.